Well, yeah, this isn't going to happen now, is it? They're not too keen on my whole, oh yeah, murder the heir kind of thing. God, he has a lot of... Oh! Oh, he's a bastard. He's a legitimized bastard. That's why everybody else wanted him dead. Oh, well that makes it interesting. I guess all of the children that Cersei has had have been stillborn. This could be interesting. Aha! Apparently I murdered a man, but it makes me better at fighting, so... Alright, well, I'll accept that. That's cool. He did insult my honor, apparently. It's the first I've heard about it. Would have been nice to have the whole event stretched out like a man has insulted your honor. Will you duel him? Of course I will, and then I win. But, yeah, also... Oh yeah, you're at this this tourney and killed a guy. No big deal. You're a duelist now. God, feast number 50. Okay, so I haven't won. No, really well done. I'm really proud of you. I'm just overjoyed. Jealousy? No. No, there's no jealousy here. What, you think I'm gonna plot to murder you over losing a tournament? Ridiculous. Oh! Looks like Stannis can get married. Huh. Sneaky that. Doran of Dawn just offered me a matrilineal marriage, which basically means that all children of that marriage are of the Martell dynasty rather than the Baratheon one. But he'll probably accept just the vanilla style marriage, so... Yep, we're cool. Alright. So, Stannis is now married to Arya Martell. Ooh, gold or prestige? Could use gold right now, cool. Okay. Well, this is another milestone, I would say, on the way to success. The next one, obviously, is having an heir. Oh, I guess we'll host a feast. Oh, excellent! So now I get gold and prestige. You know, net gain, which is great. Ooh, all my vassals will be at the wedding preparations feast. All, like, 3 of them. And we will pick a new ambition. To have a son. I shall call him Mini Stannis. Excellent, so we're now an exceptional military ruler, which is handy for commanding troops, which I hope to do so in the foreseeable future. Largely for the sake of expanding my territories. Outstanding. Apparently Stannis takes great delight in organising weddings. But apparently an expensive wedding costs as few as 5 gold dragons. Excellent, so we'll invite all of our vassals, and if we're popular enough, they won't refuse to attend. And it looks like we have some bards. I danced until I panted and my face was red. This is not Stannis, right here. Stannis doesn't dance. Well, looks like we'll have to hire them for the wedding anyway. That's fine. Excellent, everybody turned up and nobody refused my invitation, which is actually quite handy because it tends to show dissent if they're not attending, obviously, because it's their liege lord's wedding. But it looks like everybody's more or less in line, which is good because it's usually a real pain. Oh, fantastic. So it looks as though this will be a marriage of love. So I can either... Well, this is pretty much a no-brainer. Yeah, I'll go for the fertility bonus over the 2 make everyone hate you options. Jonglers? What's a jongler? Looks like I'm gonna have to hire them anyway. What we're really looking to do now that the marriage is secure, as well as secure the dynasty by having children, which is like the logical thing to do at this point, is try and acquire some new territories, which is what I was doing to begin with, but now more than ever that's a relevant point, seeing as I've not got much else to focus on. So just to recap my situation, I'm stuck here on piddly little Dragonstone, which isn't much use to anyone. Trying to get a hold of the Stormlands, which is currently controlled by Robert, who is also on the throne. In the meantime, I'll be making some territorial acquisitions by forging claims on surrounding areas. I'm currently trying to get a hold of Stonedance. Ah, Barristan the Bold. Of course. So yeah, there you go. Even though you don't win tournaments, you can quite often gain prestige from them, so long as you're a relatively capable fighter in terms of your attributes. Oh no! Poor Davos. Right, so we need a new Castellan, which is essentially the hand, you know, like the hand of the king, but for my sort of setup here. Sort of a steward, I guess. Oh, yes! Sweet. Right, what we have here is a claim that he's managed to fabricate on Stonedance, the Lordship of Stonedance, and I will use it. It costs a fair amount of prestige and gold, but it is worth it, because what I can do now is raise my levies and go to war. I'll just do a teensy quick check just to see what kind of levies that Lord Massey has, I believe, at his disposal. So there's about 2 and a bit thousand from Stonedance, and he's the High Lord of that those 2 provinces, so he also gets some of the levies from Wendwater. But I have a feeling that I'll probably be able to take him, so without further ado, let's declare war and claim Stonedance for Stannis. Yes, right. Let's raise these levies. Outstanding. Can call in... Ah! We can actually ask Prince Doran to join our war because we're married to his daughter. Oh, and it seems like he may well accept. So let's send a request to him, I think. This would be pretty cool if the entire, like, Kingdom of Dawn was helping me in this this war for this one territory here. Oh, actually one thing I've forgotten to do is raise my fleet, because that is very important when you hold Dragonstone, is having ships to transport your men around. Especially when they're like in the middle of nowhere, like my Rainwood levies are at the moment. Right, let's get things moving. We need to move these ships into these different territories in order to make them able to board. I don't know why that's the case, but it seems to be what happens. That's fine, I don't mind. We also need to rescue the small group of troops you can see there on Sharp Point, just north of Stonedance there. Prince Doran's joining me in the war, so this should be over fairly quickly. But yes, I need to rescue or reinforce those troops on Sharp Point. I'll send them into that ship there. I'll move those troops into that ship as well. And I'll appoint some captains, I suppose, for my main army, which is obviously situated on Dragonstone, my seat. Move them across there to Driftmark, and we will move that fleet over to there. And in fact, no, we'll send them over to Shipbreaker Bay. We'll pick up the Rainwood levies, and right, there's a fair bit of moving around that you have to do in order to get yourself in a decent position. Largely when you're stuck on like these little fractal island things. So we'll just yeah, we'll embark onto this ship with my main army now. Excellent, so now we have the bulk of my troops ready to cross over onto Sharp Point. Send them now. And we'll collect these Rainwood levies now that this ship's arrived. Well, these 10 ships have arrived. And we'll carry them over to meet up with the rest of the force all on Sharp Point. Sometimes you might want to move your troops around in different groups, partially to avoid starvation by having large groups in an area that can't sustain that many troops. But in this case it's quite a small scale conflict, and it's something that I can just win through strength of numbers alone, even though my commanders are generally better as well. So we'll group those ships together for the sake of ease, and we'll group these armies together. Now that should be enough to royally destroy him, despite any potential territory disadvantages or such like. So we'll send him round to Stonedance, and then we'll start chasing him down. I think we can besiege the castle, but it's going to take longer, and we might as well just destroy them in the field, seeing as they're just... Now they do the thing where they will move to a province a day before you arrive in the other one, and that can carry on for some time if it's an army that really desperately doesn't want to face you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sacrifice a few men by attempting a coastal attack, which is where I land in the province that they're in via the seas. So they're travelling to Wendwater right now, which is that pink province just north of where they are. And so I'm going to wait for them to arrive there and then send my troops in via boat, because they can travel a lot faster by boat than they can on foot, so it will be impossible for him to escape. We'll be able to confront him, and that should probably call an end to that war pretty quickly. So you can see I've got 3 flanks there. Stannis is leading the centre. My other 2 captains disappeared when I merged those troops, unfortunately. But look at his commanders, they have got ratings of 9, 6 and 8, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So already we've exited skirmish mode on all of the flanks now, and are in melee mode, which is the main sort of attack mode. My left flank doesn't seem to be holding up too well, but we are crushing and indeed routing his centre and left and right, and there we go. That's him done. Yep, okay, so that's a victory there. We've destroyed more than half of his levies, and we lost very few men by comparison, really. And it looks as though we have achieved 100% war score. We can enforce our demands upon him, offer peace in a certain way, and we will claim Stonedance, and I will gain that prestige back that I used to make that claim. And there we go. I am now Lord of Stonedance. He has lost that title. Excellent. We have won the war. If I just update the map, I think by clicking off and then on again, and you will see Stonedance is now one of my vassals. It's actually, I think I actually hold that lordship currently, and I'll hang on to that for a while. In the future, it'll suit me better to start awarding that out to people, but yeah, it'll be fine. So we've lowered our levies now, which have actually increased sizably from that acquisition, and we've made another little step on the way to claiming the Iron Throne. We've made ourselves that little bit stronger, so that in future, if Robert decides to give the Stormlands to someone other than himself, or the ruling, member of the ruling family, then we can fight them for it and hopefully claim it. Excellent. So, first war can be considered very much a success, a resounding one, in fact. Oh, would you look at that? I actually hold enough territory for the word Dragonstone to fit on it. Oh, Patchface. So I think he was plotting not long ago to replace the Master of Whisperers, and so this is his plot come to fruition, I guess. He has 1 man supporting him, who I really don't care that much about anyway. I guess we'll compare their skills. So that guy has an intrigue of 11. So we'll compare that to Patchface, which is actually 10. Okay, so usually they attempt to replace them if their intrigue is better, but he's worse, so I'm going to go ahead and decline. And I guess that kind of puts to an end what must have been years of planning to try and usurp that position. He got like 1 guy on his side who still likes me anyway. He likes me a little less, but still likes me. It was almost airtight, but I guess in a way his inability to like carry a plot to fruition, or with any real sort of gravity behind it, is an indication of how poorly he would perform as my Master of Whisperers. So, also he hates me. It's a really bad idea to have a Master of Whisperers who hates you. It gives people so much plot power if they attempt to assassinate you. Also, he's brain damaged. 1 son, and it's a legitimized bastard. That's definitely not going to cause a war when Robert passes on.